Today, we are blessed to present one of these insightful lectures entitled A Journey to Malaga, Part 8 of 9, on Between Master and Disciples, given in English and Spanish on October 1st, 2006, in Malaga, Spain.
Question, guys.
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Master, yesterday morning you were telling us how we have to become more humble and get rid of our ego, and I understood all that, but I wondered if you had some tips about how we actually do that. If you're working in the world and you're in a situation where the ego is always coming to the front, how do we actually go about suppressing it?
Actually, you don't have to try too hard. Yeah.
En realidad no tienes que intentarlo muy duro.
It's also come with the inner realization that we are one.
Eso viene con dándonos cuenta internamente de que todos somos uno.
And that, in any way, in the past lives, we might have offended someone.
Y dándonos cuenta también de que en las vidas pasadas podríamos haber ofendido a alguien.
Which is a part of our one togetherness self.
El cual también es una parte de nuestro yo mismo, de nosotros mismos.
So if that particular part of our togetherness self want to correct it, is all right.
Así que si esa pequeña parte del todo que formamos nosotros quiere corregirlo, pues está bien.
It's all ourselves.
Es también nosotros mismos.
Okay? Okay. Suppose yesterday you bang yourself into some stone and bleeding over here.
Imagínate que ayer te golpeas con una piedra y te hace sangrar en el codo.
And then after you fix it a little bit, but it's not complete. And then you went to sleep. You forgot all about it.
Imagínate que quieres curarlo, pero no está curado del todo y te vas a dormir y te olvidas.
Next morning you wake up. The eyes see the still bruised and bleeding again. So on the other hand, put some bandage on it, and it hurts. Sometimes the antiseptic stings. It's hurt your skin and hurt your wound.
Entonces cuando te despiertas, la otra mano lo nota que está ahí sangrando y que se ha hecho un morado. Entonces coge antiséptico y lo cura y eso a veces escuece.
But it helps. It will help, and in the long run, it heals your wound.
Pero lo que escuece cura y con el tiempo eso curará tu herida.
Would you blame the left hand for treating the right hand with the stinking, with the hurting antiseptic? No.
¿Verdad que no le echarías la culpa a la mano izquierda por curarte la herida con el antiséptico que te duele y que te fastidia?
Would you blame the eyes that are seeing the whole body and tell the hand to help?
¿Y echarías la culpa a los ojos que ven todo el cuerpo y que le han dicho a la mano izquierda que ayude en la herida?
No.
No.
The eyes is the all-seeing of your lives, many lifetimes.
Los ojos son lo que ven todos los seres de todas tus vidas.
The hands is the law of karma that work through different people to address the wrong of the past
y la mano
and make
izquierda,
it better.
La mano izquierda es la ley del karma que actúa quizá a través de otras personas para que curen tu herida y que te pongan mejor.
Now you understand?
¿Lo entiendes
Yes,
ahora?
thank you.
All right. No complaint. Just always polite and try to accept the situation or try to make better later on or immediate in some diplomatic or good way if you can. If not, just accept it.
Nada de quejas. Siempre amablemente tratar de aceptar la situación y pasar a través de ella de la mejor forma posible.
Just overcome the mind, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but at least if you get into that situation again, you remember the bandage. Okay? It's easier to remember when I have a concrete example.
Sé que es muy difícil, pero cada vez que estés en una situación así, recuerda lo del vendaje. Es un ejemplo muy concreto que te ayudará.
Yeah. It's all in the universe.
Está todo en el universo.
Okay. Also, even if the negative power attack you through that person, It will not harm you in any way.
Aunque,
It will only boost you up.
aunque el poder negativo te ataque directamente a través de otra persona, no te puede hacer daño de ninguna forma, simplemente te va a elevar.
It only make you greater.
Solo te va a hacer más grande.
It's like the fertilizer
Es como el fertilizante
glorify the roses.
Que hace florecer las rosas.
And the digging of the farmer and the weeding and the trimming, it will only glorify the flowers.
Y el trabajo del granjero de podar y de cavar simplemente van a hacer que las rosas florezcan mejor, glorificará las rosas.
Okay? Right. Next one. Yes.
As a child, my parents didn't love me, so I prayed to God. My parents loved me, but they didn't. So I always thought God doesn't want me. And as I become older, I always said, okay, God doesn't want me. So I met somebody who was already initiated. After a while, I felt I had to be initiated. But it was something I felt I had to do it.
You have to be initiated. Why you have to do it?
I felt I had to be initiated, but it wasn't something in my heart. And since I'm initiated, it's now a year, I always again have the feeling God doesn't want me. So it's a bit like a fight, you know, for me. And sometimes when I feel very terrible and very sad, I always think, why do you do this to me? And I try, like all the other initiators, all the other people I know who are initiated. And since I'm initiated, I try to feel love, being loved by God. And it's really hard for me because every time when I feel sad, when I've got problems, when my heart is feeling pain because of some things which are very important for me, I always have to come back to the little child I was. And it's always struggle with God and say, why don't you want me? Why will you do this to me? Why can't I be happy? And I hope, since my initiation, that I have the chance to see you. That maybe when I see you, get a feeling. And I've got it, and I'm very thankful for this. But I'm scared that in a few days this feeling is gone again, and I lose again the feeling for being loved by God. So this is the first time I feel this. But what is when you're back again and I'm at home again? Do you know what I mean?
I understand. What if the feeling will not go away?
I hope so, but
We will see, shall we? Yeah? Maybe you just begin to feel it and you will continue. You see, because you haven't felt it up to now, and then now you begin to feel it, and then it's probably the beginning of that beautiful feeling.
sometimes when something which I wanted came through, and I argued before, then I feel very sorry. I said, oh God, I'm sorry, and okay, I know you're there, I know you take care for me. But the next time when I feel pain again, it's starting again. It's like a circle. I try, I can't go out.
As I have told you already, we have two things that trouble us.
Yeah.
The karma from the past and the negative power. Yeah? Both of them always chasing after us, no matter where we hide, no matter what we do.
Cualquier cosa que hagamos, hay dos cosas que siempre están detrás de nosotros, que es el karma y el poder del negativo
You
maya.
don't want no more?
No, I thought you're Polish.
No, if you want to talk more, you just talk.
Si quieres hablar más, habla.
So, for example, I feel being bad and feeling God likes me. Is there a way for me helping my mind that I'm also loved? Can you give me
Advice?
advice?
You can feel it.
Yeah, so that the love doesn't go away again.
Just go home and continue to meditate. Maybe it won't go away. You just begin to feel it, so maybe it will stay. Huh?
And thanks that I can feel it. I'm
Oh,
very
good.
thankful.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, come here, give me a hug. I want to be loved also. Yeah? I want to be loved also. You want to sit here? That's have it, please. What did your parents do that make you feel unloved? Tell me.
Like me.
¿Qué hicieron tus
What do you
padres
mean?
para que no sintieras cariño?
But she didn't love him.
Ah.
So I'm a product of somebody she didn't like. And she always said, oh, I wish you were that. I wish you weren't born.
No, they just say nonsense, but they love
And I
you.
always prayed, dear God, please make that my parents love me.
Uh-huh.
And
So your father loved you or not?
and my grandma, when I went to the hospital,
Yeah, I understand.
I saw
Cemetery.
the little graves, and
Yeah.
I asked my grandma why their graves are so little, and she said they're children.
Uh-huh.
And she said God took them with him to the angels because he loved them so much. Then I hoped God would take me. And you know, I'm still alive, and I grew up, and he said he didn't want me.
Ah. Sometimes the parents, they say nonsense. They don't realize how much it affects you because they have problem in their adult life or in their marriage, so they don't have nobody else. They just put on the children, and that's the only thing. They don't mean it. The mother have problem, you see, because she has an unhappy marriage, and then she just put it on you, okay? But she loves you. No mother ever don't love the children. Believe me, yeah. No matter how, their child is the most beautiful child in the world, but they have problem controlling their emotion and what they say. Some people have bad language, some people have bad mouth, some people are more diplomatic, some people are more considerate, some people less considerate. So perhaps your mother was less considerate, but doesn't mean she doesn't love you. You have to see it through. How often sometimes you're angry with your partner and you say some nonsense. I wish I'm not with you. You get lost. You know? Don't ever come back again. But you miss him. No?
Yeah.
Is that not true? It's all the same with your mother. When emotion is too bottle up, you know, too pressure, and then they say anything just to release themselves. So is your mother still alive?
Yeah, but the problem's not my mother because I'm through with it, you know, without hate, without.
No, it's not that.
It's the feeling I've got from as I was a child.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and now I'm grew up, and then
With God?
the head, it's okay.
Yeah?
It was nonsense, but the heart is a little bit.
Yes. The heart. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult. Yeah. Perhaps it must be something to do with the past life, you know? I tell you what. Just try to be more loving then. Instead. You give love instead of wanting love. Then you will have plenty. Do you have a dog, by the way?
Pardon?
Do you have a dog?
A cat. I love animals, and I've got a cat.
A cat. A cat is different than a dog. Dog is more loving. Cat is more independent. They're loving, but more independent. You don't feel...
My cat is like big.
Okay, then it's fine. So your heart is, you feel unloved by God, huh? But why do you feel like that? Only when you have problem, right? We all do that. Sometimes we stamp our feet, say, why don't you love me? Why you make trouble for me like this? That's okay to say that. It's okay to blame God. He doesn't care. But continue to do better next time. And okay, just say to God, okay, if you love me, fine. If you don't love me, fine. I survive. Okay? That's how we do it. Do you think I always feel loved by everybody? No. No. But I still have to love them. Even parents, friends, lovers, they're all still human. Yeah? Anybody who still live in this world, even though he's on 5th level, he still have to experience this up and down of emotion and the feeling of wanted or unwanted all the time. It's the mind only. It's not your heart. Just the Maya make you think that way. And just the experience of childhood, which when you were too young, you do not understand between the love and the different mood of the parents. And because you think the parents don't love each other, and then you translate it. Of course, if the parents love each other, the child feel affected, feel okay, secure. And the parents don't love each other, then it's bad. That is also the problem. And when you were young, you don't know how to deal with it. You're too young, yeah? And you feel very perplexed and conflict. But I think there's no need to carry it into adulthood. Now, instead of wanting love, try to give love. Huh? Try to give love. Even if you don't feel having love, just give it, and then...
I feel a lot of love.
Yeah? Then give it. Like go out and help the homeless people. Yeah. Visit the orphanage, and even just a few candies to the kid, a chocolate or cake, the good one, good candies, healthy one. Over here, it's not good, but you don't eat a lot, so it's all right. Once a while, if they eat one or two candy, it doesn't hurt much. Or teach them, if they ask you question, teach them what you know. Yeah, it's not just the kindergarten, but the bigger children who can more fulfill your satisfaction of being a teacher. Yeah, like you go to orphanage and see what they want to ask you, and you answer them. You take your cat with you and let them strike the cat and show them the love of the animals, and just fill your time with love. Fill it with love. It's very difficult to live alone and to feel love. You have to give the love. Maybe you have too much love. You must go out and give it so that you feel more fulfilled, more satisfied. Try that. How about that? And just keep in mind that love of God is not always for the mind to understand, really. Yeah? If God has not loved you, you wouldn't have been here. Yeah? And you look so beautiful. Blue eyes and blonde, pinky, no makeup, and still beautiful. That is the love manifest. You see? Yeah? Don't keep looking for the feeling. It manifests in different way. Yeah? I don't know if all of you feel I love you or not, but I do. Yes. I've been looking for a place since February to see you, because I know you want to see me. Maybe you don't, but maybe I interpret my own feeling, like I want to see you and I think you want to see me. Who knows? But even if you don't want to see me and I want to see you, that means I love you. So I've been looking for the place for many months. I still do, but even before I came here. But I always think in my head to find a place for you to can come anytime you want, you see? Not just a retreat like this, but some place free. And sometimes I sit there and dream, if I have a country, the whole country. Like a free country, Initiate passport, just stamp it, stamp it on the ID card, the visa on the ID card, permanent visa. Yeah, for the good and the bad, the meditate a lot and the lousy, lazy one. All visa, Sometimes I sit and dream like that. But this world is really horrible. Sometimes really very much pressure for me, The law and the regulation, it doesn't give me easy. Believe it. Financial problem is not the worst of all worry. Freedom is the best. Freedom to see whom you want and talk what you like, as long as it's not harmful to people. People should be able to gather in any place without having to worry about police or regulation or registration and all that stuff, Wow. No, look like we both have same problem, huh? Just a bigger or smaller. I feel very unloved by the world. Oh, you don't know. Sometimes pressure is so great, so great. I can't even cry. I can't even tell anybody. You can't even pinpoint what it is. Huh? So we are all in the wrong planet, Me too, yeah? So that's the reason you feel like that. It's not just a knowledge, it's just the reason. Just the reason. Ask them, all of them. Do they even feel any more happy just because their parents so-called love them? It's not necessary. They have all the things. They may feel their husband don't love them, their boss don't love them, their children don't love them, their cat don't love them. A lot of stuff. Yeah. or the initiate don't love them, the fellow initiate don't love them, or harass them, the hufa was too harsh, the microphone lousy, yeah, all kind of things. Are you cramped? You can go back, sit comfortable, okay. Don't worry, I love you at least, okay? One person love you, that's enough, okay? Enough. You are just too sensitive, you know? Too sensitive.